starting the recording, just a heads up. Yeah, go ahead. I was about to forget, so can you just repeat the question again? I'm sorry.
Okay, just give me 1 second. Sorry, guys.
I think one of the things we can discuss is Google's guide on AI visibility, if that's what you're talking about, Rowan, here.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out where's the share button. 1 second. Where is the share here?
And especially for Shopify.
Okay, yeah, okay.
I'm suffering with it because I tried to examine the website with is it agent ready? This tool just to make sure it's okay for JU, but all of the stuff that the tool is asking me to do, I can't handle it on Shopify. I just don't know how to
What are
make
you
it.
using?
Is it ready? Is it agent ready? I can share.
Yeah, if you can share in the chat what tool you're using, that would be
Sure.
helpful.
Yes.
Okay. Again, I'm trying to figure out where I am. Where's the chat? That is fascinating. Okay, here. Yes.
If you
You can
have
still see my screen, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Okay.
perfect.
Uh, is it agent ready? Oh, nice.
I think it's a tool. It's a tool from Cloudflare, and I'm not sure whether it's very good or not. But I tried to make the change on my Shopify. Then I didn't. I couldn't handle it.
Okay. Um, I'm just trying to remove the chat because it's stuck. You can see my screen, right? I'm trying the tool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Wow. So discoverability 67, content 0, access control. I don't know what is the problem. What was the text site map link headers? Okay, I don't have this. That is true. Most of these. Uh, yeah, most of this you don't actually need, in my opinion. Like what I need is, yeah, something basic I don't have on my website, but that's because I vibe coded it and sometimes I forget or miss adding stuff. So yeah, maybe that would be beneficial. But most of this, like the markdown, even people say nowadays that I know there's a trend or a growing trend of, hey, you need to create a markdown version of your pages. Uh, and if you're wondering what that is, it's a very simplified format of the page. So that means you're gonna double your entire website, like basically have a page and then a markdown version, which is not very efficient. Some people, I mean, there is some points to it, like there is some points in doing that, but it's still not like the value is still not confirmed. So some people are suggesting, and I want to try this, is adding markdown inside your current page instead of having a separate page. Um, Doing this in Shopify, that is interesting. I don't think it's complicated to add markdown, or it can be a bit complicated, adding markdown pages in existing pages. Um, you're gonna need to edit the templates, but you need to be very careful because you can mess things up, really, which you don't want to do there. If you're doing any edits on Shopify, you need to, first of all, you need to back up your theme. You need to back up every single file you edit before you touch it. Okay? It's gonna be a mess if you don't. So back up, back up, back up, and then maybe start small, like start adding markdown maybe on the about page, for example, like one page. Don't edit an entire template, like all product pages or all category pages. It's just start small, but it is doable. Um, I haven't done it, but I am just talking based on my experience in editing Shopify pages. It is doable. Um, so yeah, I mean, do you have like, do you want to elaborate, like have questions, comments on all the stuff I've just shared or talked about? Um, I have
Yeah,
very sorry to interrupt you. I've been speaking to you, and I did not ask you what's your name. Um,
me, I'm Rawan.
Not Rawan, and not Shahnawaz. Sorry. You work with Jacob, and I forgot to ask.
Oh, me, Ben.
So
Yeah.
sorry, Ben. I'm very, very, very sorry. This is super
All
rude of
good.
me. I'm sorry.
Don't worry about
I think we just started the conversation right away, and I'm like,
it. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so Ben. Ben also
Uh,
and Shahnaz, if you have any input on this, what are your thoughts? I want to go back to the like here, or we can stay here, whatever works for you guys. But tell me what your thoughts are or comments.
like regarding the markdown stuff, I haven't seen any really compelling evidence that it makes much of a difference, so I haven't experimented.
There is this Google okay, so I'm trying to find like say something accurately. Just
Mm-hmm.
they found Google adding Markdown to some of their documentation, if I recall correctly. And then John Mueller chimed in and said something like, "Hey, this is not for search engines; it's for whatever." So, okay, so you're saying it's not for search. I can believe that, but there is some value
Uh,
somewhere that you are adding it, right?
right. They're
So
not doing it for no reason.
exactly, it does not make sense. He's saying it's for AI agents. Like they explained it, but I mean there is some value,
Hmm.
right? But so look, there is a tendency in SEO by SEO veterans, if that's what you want to call them, but they're not. They're just outdated people sometimes. Not all of them, but specific people sometimes are just outdated, and they attack anything that's new. That's
Hmm.
their entire brand, basically, or a big chunk of their brand. Oh, geo is just SEO. Markdown is whatever. LLMs.txt is and so on. It's just a
Yeah,
brand.
yeah.
It's just the way they are. Um, and we don't want to mix popularity with competence and actual uh, knowledge and like so I'm really I think the best thing I read is this is new for all of us. No experts. There is no experts in AI search and SEO. I don't care what people are saying. Everyone is trying and testing and we're learning off each other and bouncing ideas. Everyone is just the same age at this point when it comes to like your experience with AI search. So we should just be trying things and open to try like test things out, right? And test them over and over because Google is super sneaky actually. I wrote about that recently. So in their algorithm, they have in there baked in literally social engineering where they try to trick you, like you do the right thing and they don't show you any good or positive impact on your traffic. They may actually show you something bad happened. So they're trying like because if you're spamming, then you would do all the stuff you were doing, right? You would undo it.
Hmm.
So they actually are using social engineering to try to um, hide their ranking factors and make it very hard for you to have this cause and effect thing like I did this that happened. So things are not that simple, right?
Right. There's such a pattern of people distilling the ranking factors into formulas they can use to game the system that Google doesn't necessarily want people to know what they're really choosing to value so that they can value the best without people manipulating the system. But then at the same time, you're trying to do the best work possible for your clients. So you kind of want to game the system a little bit and get them into the best position they can be.
And it's not even just like, yes, we want to do the best work for our clients, but people are looking for repeatable checklist that they can do to every client. And this is just very hard to, like, you can have a list of audits, but checks, right? But you cannot say, if I do this, this is going to happen and it's going to work for everyone. Not just because Google is hard, as I said, it's sneaky and so on. It's also, there's different markets, different competition, different authority, different products, different user behavior in a specific market. Like, people in a market behave differently than that another market, right? So
Yeah.
there's so many variations, and you just need to start with a clean slate and try everything when, or have some, I mean, not everything, because you need also to narrow things down, but there is nothing that you can say, oh, this is going to work everywhere.
Yeah.
And one of the
Yeah.
things also that okay, here is the thing, schema. When I went to Google, search Live Central event, like I was there in person, right? And they had an entire session about schema. And they're actually increasing their budget. Like, here's what I understood, like their investment with and collaboration with schema.org. Why are they doing this if this is useless? Like, why? Right? This is one thing. And then the second thing, the Google engineer, and that's what I heard. Okay, that's what I heard him saying. He said schema provides context for LLMs, something around that, right? I know he said schema provides context. I heard this. I'm pretty sure I heard this. And then he was like, I'm not saying that, like he literally said, we're not saying this so you go run and spam schema. So their biggest schema is very easy to spam. If they say, hey, this is good for SEO, can you imagine, like, hey, you're literally just throwing a piece of code on the page. People are gonna throw the hell out of everything, a single schema they can think of.
Yeah.
And there's nothing Google can do about it, because it's there's nothing, like, they have to if it's important to them and it matters to them, they're just going to be reading it, and it's going to be an additional project for them to figure out how to spot spammy schema and actual it's going to be a mess, an additional problem for them, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, they have very advanced systems to detect manipulation and spam, but they also rely on being vague and trying to sort of push people in the direction they want, not what actually is gonna drive the results we want, right?
Yeah. Could you tell me a little bit more about your own experience with schema? Because we don't use it on our clients, and they've done well, but I'm getting more and more interested in trying it out. Are there particular industries or types of companies that benefit most from it, or are there industries and company types that don't really need it, or content types for that matter?
It's a good question. So I work at a publisher right now. Schema is very important for specific types. That is a requirement for them. But let's say other types of websites, e-commerce, I really find product schema is very important. It helps with the featured snippets. It helps to make sure that Google has the right information about your product. So you need to do this, but you also need to do Google Merchant Center, double check everything is working fine there, because again, it helps your visibility in search. But yeah, there are specific types of schema I would not ignore. Organization schema, it's important because you want a knowledge graph for your organization, and you want Google to know what other social accounts, for example, you own, right? Like, let's say when people search for Sarah Taher, I want my YouTube channel to be there. I want my LinkedIn, my Twitter, like all of these things. And I don't want confusion with, I don't know, a random person called Sarah Taher somewhere else, having a social account appearing on in my results. fun fact, there is another person called Sarah Taher working in CBC, the same organization I work in. Exactly, like Sarah, like this is like, how can this happen? Like,
A small world.
yeah, right. Like very small, like 2 people, right? So that's probably gonna mess with my knowledge. Like I'm trying to get back my knowledge graph. So that's also one of the messes I'm going through right now. It's a bit yeah, you need to yeah, you need to be this like it your name or your brand name needs to be easily distinguishable from other, and like there are other Saratal hairs, but then 2 in CBC, that's like a bit confusing. That's how I found out about her in search, right? I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, what are you doing here? So
Huh.
um so there are specific types I really recommend. Video schema, for example, because it helps you get rich snippet in search, right? So I would also like, so these would be the priority. I would go with organization, and if it's a personal website, like my website, I have a person schema, organization schema, or local business. If you're a local business, I would go with product variation, product groups. These for e-commerce. Um, what else? I'm just trying to list every. I built a tool actually called What Schema, but again, it's work in progress. Um, so
What's
yeah, you can see it on my screen, right? I'm really not sure why
yeah.
the chat is stuck in my face, and it makes it hard to see anything, but um, let's put that down here. Yeah, so basically I try to think about it that way. I'm just changing. I'm gonna change the sequence a bit, but let's say you're an e-commerce website. So here it tells you why you should have each schema. So if you're looking for a rich snippet, which is important, you need product schema, review schema, video content. If you have events, if you run any type of events, and this is interesting because you can also say sale page is an event, right? It starts at
Mm.
some time, and then if you have job listings, for example, right? So these are going to help you get rich snippets. If you're after the knowledge graph, then these are the ones you may be interested in. Nice to
Okay.
have. Yeah, so nice to have. um 1 second, I'm just double checking everything. The tendency to go through things. So yeah, these are the type of schemas that just provide context, right? So on the about page, you want to have organization schema and you want to have an about page schema. So basically, this is you telling Google, hey, Google, this is an about page that is about an organization.
I
I'm not
see.
sure if that's right. And let's go here. So if you click on the schema itself, it just shows you the connection. So this is an about page, and then the main entity on the page, or this page, the type of page, this is an about page, and then the entity or the page is about this organization, which is author, publisher, whatever. And then here's an example of how they can be connected, right?
Okay. So it's basically,
So
yeah, it's like almost like publishing information for the page in a really structured way.
yeah, exactly. You can think about it. It sort of cleans up, like, or removes all the noise, and here's exactly what is this, right? And it also builds connections. Like this is an about page. This is about this specific organization, and then if you go here, this organization's name is this. This is the website URL. This is where you can find the logo. This is a description. These are the social platforms. So you're just giving all the information in a structured way, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really interesting. I'm gonna play around with that, I think.
Yeah, and please
Yeah,
provide
thanks for
feedback.
that.
Yeah, and it also tells you where to put it. Rowan, did we answer your question? Because I feel like are you still here? I can see 2 of you. Am I only one seeing 2, or is my
I
computer
see two. I see two too.
okay?
Yes, it's Me, because I entered from the laptop and I just turn off mobile.
Okay, you're switching from mobile to okay. Welcome. Okay, and then Google's guide to optimizing for generative AI. This is one of the things that caused a lot of um, noise in the industry, I would say. People are happy, like, hey, Google is saying GEO is just the same as SEO. And there's a lot of things to dissect. You know, the problem is it in SEO is either yes, 100% or no, 100%, and it's never the case. It's never like that. There's a spectrum of opinions in the middle. Like you can say, I agree with this, I disagree with this, and that's where I am in the middle. So they're saying yes, SEO is still relevant. Commodity content, this also made a lot of. Okay, one of the things that are important actually for AI visibility is some of the technical stuff we do in SEO, not all of it. So JavaScript, for example, and something to keep in mind as well. This guide is about Google and Google products. It does not mean that ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity followed the same. Like there are some nuances and differences. So that's another thing. So Google in general is very good in handling JavaScript. We still need to make sure we're building websites in handling JavaScript in a good way, but following best practices. But still, they're better than others. Yeah, here they're talking about that. Page experience. This is also important for all LLMs, I would say, all AI platforms. So one important thing when we talk about page experience is page speed, page load speed. If your website is very slow, you are LLM bots cannot actually wait because they're providing answers in real time. So they're doing grounding and they want to bring URLs, so they're just going to skip you and go somewhere else. They need fast, right?
Yeah.
So that is important. And then here is, I don't know why SEOs don't audit Merchant Center. Go in there. You'll find products, for example, Google cannot read or don't have enough information about. Fix the errors there. It's not complicated to fix the errors. People just don't look there. I don't know why. What you don't need to do. Well, we're testing. We're not going to take Google's word for it, but we're testing chunking content. Yeah. You know, I'm reading Mike King's work there, and it's very, very good. So Google is very sensitive when it comes to anything regarding adjusting your content for search. They don't like that, right? They want, because obviously if people are over tuning their content, it's just making the whole internet bad and then they call us the people who ruin the internet, which is not true. It's Google. Yeah, so this, and then rewriting content just for AI systems. See, some of these don't make sense. Okay, right? Let me tell you something. I'm working on my newsletter. Okay, and my topic for this week is how I got ChatGPT to cite my course without listicles. Right? I've tried listicles, and Google like picks up that this is, an insertion. ChatGPT did not list my, and I tried it for my newsletter. It didn't work. What I tried is I looked at the information ChatGPT needs to cite me, and I found that there's a lot of missing information ChatGPT needs to say to mention me. Like it cannot mention a product that it does not have enough information about, right? You can be the best product, and I'm like, okay, I'm building. A lot of people know about my course, my Python course. I mean, for me, from where I was working, I felt it's clear, but for a ChatGPT, it wasn't. So I figured out what information it needs, and I built a better page with better content and better and reviews and all that sort of thing. And that actually is one of the main reasons ChatGPT started to pick up on my course. So yes, you would need to rewrite content sometimes for AI systems if it's not sufficient or it's not clear.
Yeah, and
Seeking,
maybe the middle ground there is that like they're trying to design LLMs to evaluate websites based on the type of information that they think people would want. So like if you can reverse engineer what AI is looking for, that's also probably going to intersect with what your ideal reader would want, and it's just you're just filling in knowledge gaps anyways, right?
yeah. Okay, seeking inauthentic mentions. This is just like spammy backlinks as well. Like, right? It's just not no good in general. And
Yeah.
then over focusing on structured data. See, they're not saying it's not good or don't focus on it. They're just saying over focusing on it, which the wording is tricky. I'm just trying to narrow the screen so I see.
I mean, could
Okay.
that be an overabundance of bullet lists and tables, a content that's really reduced?
Structured data isn't required for generative AI search, and there's no special schema markup you need to add. However, it's a good idea to continue using it as part of your overall SEO strategy, as it helps with being eligible for rich results on Google search. So they're saying it's not useful for, like, again, first of all, this is about Google, not about all platforms. I just don't see it. I wouldn't trust everything they say. And then they also say, at the end of the day, they say you should continue using it anyways.
Yeah, I think you're right. They're being a little bit coy about some of these things.
Yeah, right. It helps like for rich results, sure, but it also helps for knowledge graph. Uh, for agentic experiences. Yeah, I mean it's okay. It's not a bad article or anything, but it's just blah.
Doesn't necessarily clarify things or leave you feeling confident about what they're saying.
Well, it just gave fuel for people to say, hey, the like all GEO practices or whatever you want to call them are just garbage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. I mean,
It's
I think the biggest thing that I noticed as all of this stuff was rolling out over the past year is that um, off-page signals are like increasingly important compared to on-page ones because LLMs really want to see like they want to gauge how your brand fits into the broader ecosystem and what other people outside of the page think about it. Like the brands that we managed that had the most broadly popular products and the most traffic also had the most citations, whereas like really niche brands that sell extremely specific products to a small market space didn't get cited very much. So we're moving our strategy a bit more toward off-page stuff, like community engagement, getting into PR, and all the stuff that takes place off the site.
user generated content, Reddit. That brings
Yeah,
this. Yeah, it's
yeah.
one of the things I learned in as a since I work at a publisher is that Reddit is like you cannot succeed on Reddit except organically. Like people organically talk if they talk about your brand, about your work, yeah,
Mhm.
that's good. But like having those pods or whatever that go there and just no.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's not a good idea. But you know what? There are things you can do. Like I was analyzing Reddit a while ago, and some of the top Reddits are actually brand owned. Like you can create a subreddit for your brand with your brand name. And obviously it depends on the product you're offering, right? Like if there is a possibility to build a community around it or use Reddit as a customer service outlet where people ask questions about the product and then you can answer, that would definitely be a bonus, right?
For sure.
Yeah, like if you use Reddit as a forum for you, like talk to our representatives and then you're linking to your own subreddit,
Buy my
right?
product. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not going to do anything for you.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're on your website, you say chat with our representatives or whatever, and you're linking to a subreddit of your brand. I don't know, like let's say you're selling what suggest a product off the top, like I don't have something specific right now.
CBD edibles.
Yeah, for example, one second. I'm about to sneeze and I'm really sorry.
All good.
It's involuntary. Or let's say you're a health store selling all sorts of like health stuff. I don't know, supplements and protein powders and um health teas and what else? Stuff like that, like vitamins,
Mhm.
all that sort of stuff. People may want to ask, hey, is this good for that? Is that like that sort of kind of questions? And yeah, that can be a good place. That actually is a better idea than having a robot respond to customers on the website.
Mhm.
Really, that
Yeah.
is because now it's indexable and gets you mentioned, hopefully in a positive way when people have a positive engagement experience on that subreddit. And if you allow people also to post just, whatever they're thinking of. And this is like Nike, for example, building a Nike running community and runners join there.
Mhm.
Subreddit, right? That would be a great idea as well. So it's I think as as SEOs, we are expected to be on multiple platforms right now. We're optimized for a lot of platforms. YouTube, for example, I'm trying to focus on YouTube this year. I hate editing videos. I hate that. Um, and being a like my English is good. I'm good in English. I'm not bad or anything, but it's just sometimes I say something and I'm like, okay, this can be better said in a different way. So like
Uh-huh.
sort of like yeah, right. So
You end up doing a lot of takes, right?
sometimes, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like um or sometimes I pause and I'm like, I think like that sort of thing. You don't want a lot of this in there. So like and when I say my English is good, it's not like a native English. This is a problem I'm actually facing.
Uh,
Okay, I'll tell you an example. Idiot and stupid, they have the same meaning,
uh,
but one of them may sound, I don't know, harsher or more offensive, or like there's a different in feelings with attached to those words, right? You
yeah,
build
yeah.
those,
There's
right?
subtle connotations.
Or when you say something, oh, this is amazing, or when you say, oh, this is interesting, it's still positive, and but there's still some the feelings attached to words. And sometimes when, okay, here's an example. If you say fancy restaurant, people in their mind, some people would say, oh, a fancy restaurant is the type of restaurant where you get those small dishes with small things, like the portion size is small.
Uh,
For some people, oh, it's that sort of place where you need to be like dressed up a bit formally. Or for some other people, it's like that expensive, like it's there's an attached image or an understanding to this word. These things come because you've lived in your life in that culture and you pick those up, right? You pick those feelings and those images, what that mean when you talk to an American person or whatever, right? That is why the difference between a first like when that's your native language and someone who's very good at their second language, right? I don't
Yeah,
necessarily have all those feelings because I have not had my entire childhood here. Like, like we don't learn these things in class, right? So a big portion of my life, actually, the English I learned was more academic, right?
yeah. You learn things through technical definitions, and then a lot of people who are learning the language natively
Like,
are learning through context.
like I literally till I finished university, I would say 1,200, not 1,200. What is 1,200? What is that? What number is that? Like, so we have to like, anyway, so yeah, so I don't like editing videos, so that's why it takes time. And I'm also a bit busy, but I'm trying to like I've done a lot of videos and I'll continue to um because I'm trying to optimize my brand, right?
Mhm.
But I can
Um
recommend you, Sarah, CapCut. It will just remove all this. It's just you
but
said.
sometimes it still messes it up. I don't know, like it. So and then there's a word, and sometimes it just gets cut part of that word for.
Yes,
I use this script. It does that, but I still need to have to like listen to the whole thing.
but I
And
have to admit that your courses is just fantastic. Really,
thank you so
it's
much. Thank
serious.
you, Rowan. Thank you,
So
thank you.
I'll just follow your YouTube channel and I'll be happy with it. Really, whatever you will say, I'm just keep it up.
I'm my biggest fan here, guys.
Yes,
I
yes,
hired her.
really.
I hired her to pump me up. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Sarah, you are really in Egypt. Everyone in SEO just talking about you and your material and following you in LinkedIn. Really, maybe
I'm
if
super
you
grateful. Oh my God, I can.
Syed Abdurrahman just recommended you. He's the one who told me about you and your courses, actually. And I'm the head of SEO team in my company, so I recommended your courses too and your
Oh my
content to my
God.
team. So,
This is
and
so kind and generous of you guys. I thank you so much. I really, really, you made my day. Thank you so much. I'm super
you
grateful.
deserve it. You deserve it, really.
Thank you. And you know what? One of the things I appreciate about Egyptians, so Ben, just for, something I'm not sure if you noticed, but I offer all my courses for Egyptians for free. I love
Yes,
Egypt. And these are
yes.
my people because they support me. Anyways, this is where anything good that came out of me came out of Egypt, right? I just need to be honest about it. Anyway, so like I've shared this, I have this code where I give it to them and they go and get the course. Till this day, people reach out to ask for the code. Like they're not just passing it around, they're just
Mhm.
referring each other back to me again, right? Even like, do you see that level of honesty?
Yeah.
Like,
They still come to you to ask instead of
yes,
just
right?
behind the
Yeah,
scenes.
like, hey, Sarah. And I'm like, yes, here's the code. I'm like really surprised. I was like, don't like this person and that. All these people have the code, like, So yeah, yeah, nice.
Does that mean if I go scuba diving in Sharm el Sheikh, I can ask you for the code? I'm just kidding.
It'll just be an issue.
Just being
Yeah,
cheeky.
no, it's okay. It's
I'm
okay.
gonna check out your YouTube channel for sure.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
I'm learning a lot today actually. I'm glad I hopped on here.
I'm glad that you joined us. Usually we have more people. I'm not sure where everyone is. I hope they did not run away of boredom. I don't know. We were fine last time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but you know what? Scuba diving in Sharm el Sheikh aside, some of the worst people I met. Okay, let's just okay, I'll zip it. Let's okay. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Uh,
one last point. I was just checking it with you guys. It's about LLMS file
yeah.
because as we have seen in the file that it's by Google Search Central Search, it just said no, it's not the perfect way, or just don't uh, over optimizing it. but in other ways, I think it's really important. So, WordPress now is just using it already. You within Yoast and Rank Math, they already involved with the LMS file. So, what do you think?
Ben or Shano, do you want to say something, or I don't want to like dominate the conversation as
You're
well?
talking about LLMs.txt.
Yeah.
We put it onto all our clients' websites just to see what would happen. I haven't noticed a big difference, but I can see some logic to using it. You know, if a client's got a really big sitemap and it's being crawled by an LLM and it's only got a particular context window, it can be maybe an efficient way for you to direct it toward the specific context you want it to see on the website. But I don't know if there's much effect.
But I want to ask you, Pat, you're Pat, right?
Ben.
Ben, sorry.
Benjamin.
What about
as well.
Benjamin? Nice to meet you, Benjamin.
Nice to meet
I was wondering about enterprise websites. You know, it's very big websites. What about using LLMS file in this? It's many categories, many products. So, any recommendations?
I mean, I don't think any of our clients are particularly that sprawling. You know, we've got ones that have tons of products, but probably like the way that I designed the ones for our bigger clients is that we focused on the products that we are most interested being discovered for, and like collections pages, you know, making sure that all of our categories are inside that file. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
like I said, I'm not quite sure that it's been adopted yet, or it's even properly being crawled.
Yes, I think all of us are just suffering from all this geo stuff.
You know what we don't do enough of, and I too, I'm not just saying like everyone else, I am also guilty of this, is that we don't check Bing enough. Because Bing may give us more signals and more insights than what we're getting out of Search Console. And they also have this AI dashboard there. I just feel I'm not leveraging that enough, and I think we should. Nothing specific on my mind, but I think we should. So since you already added the LLMs.txt, maybe you want to go there and you want to see if there's any pattern in Bing for those.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'll try adding it.
How could I do that? Do you know?
So
Like, do you
you
use
want to
like
know?
Bing Webmaster Tools or something like that? Okay.
Yeah, okay. And then, you know, for example, when you added them, and then you want to see if there's any increase in citations, and there's an AI dashboard in Bing. And then there's also just the normal traffic, and you want to see, is there any connection, any pattern among all of these? That may be useful, because if you can't get this data from Google, it does not mean it's not working. It's just we're not sure.
That's worth a shot. I've noticed that our clients are already getting more traffic from ChatGPT than Bing. So Bing's been pretty low on my priority, but it's just mostly because we're not getting much traffic from Bing versus getting a lot from ChatGPT. And I was going to actually ask you if you recommend any LLM traffic tools. I've used the traffic analytics tool on Ahrefs, but it's like a code insertion and it hasn't worked with all of my clients.
There's a lot of tools, and I collaborated with a lot of them, so I don't want to like recommend specific. I don't want to upset. But there's a lot of tools out there. A lot of them are great. You can also build your own. That's an option, right? I've seen someone build something, and he said he's going to release it, and I'm very curious to see it, because maybe I would get inspiration and build something similar. So yeah, that's a tough question for me to answer.
Okay.
I also don't check. I get that we don't check Bing much. getting traffic from ChatGPT more than Bing is definitely, shows that there's no reason to check Bing regularly, but you can use it as a diagnostic tool, not for
Yeah, that's a
reporting.
good point.
Yeah. So for example, if you're getting a traffic drop on Google and you're not sure if this is a core update or it's just seasonality or whatever, you can cross reference on Bing and see if there's the same pattern there.
Okay. I'm gonna take a note on
I talk too much.
that.
And I think I'm gonna cry after this call because your words are very kind. That's so kind of you, and please thank everyone on my behalf.
I thought you already know that. Really, I
No,
just
no one
didn't
told me
assume
that.
that you don't.
No one told me that really.
To YouTube, do it. We'll be there.
One of the things I want to build, so I have a draft, and I have a process. Is a YouTube channel analyzer, and this would help you in so many ways. So first of all, understanding what type of content people watch more on your website, even on your on your channel and on your competitors' channels, and the gaps between those two. And like, there's a lot going on there, and like in terms of in terms of engagement and that sort of thing, engagement as in views or clicks, whatever. Categorizing them by topic, categorizing them by funnel stage. Where are they? Informational videos, just generic, or are they like comparing things, or like where is the user when they're what stage they are in their buying journey or in decision making when they're watching a video. So these two, and then this can also be helpful in seeing what topics those videos may be supporting in citations or not, because YouTube is on Google, if I recall correctly, it was cited 25% most of the time. It's a big deal, right?
Yes, but also just keep in mind that all of those persons who is just starting in the field, no one have exact roadmap for SEO. I mean, for starting or knowing how to start technical SEO, specifically because there is a lot of matters in this way. Backlinks, also backlink strategies, and this way to social media SEO. Not everyone knows how to make the best strategy for it, and using keyword planning, or also what is this about local SEO and mapping. So whenever you will start, you will have many topics that you will go through, and everyone will get interested. And you, of course, because it's the trend now.
Hey, I got another call coming up, so I gotta bounce off.
Likewise.
But I wanted to let you know that it's nice to meet you all, and Sarah, thank you for putting this all together and your valuable insights. It's nice to meet you, Rowan, and
Great, this chat.
Shanawaz. Yeah, I'll be on the next one for sure.
Yeah, thank you, guys. See you again. Bye.
Take care.